Welcome to this meeting of Harpenden Town Council's Plan B Committee. Apologies for absence. We've got apologies from Councillor Heritage, and he asked me to substitute for him and chair the meeting, which I'm happy to do. Do we have any declarations of interest?
No. Yes, sorry.
Yeah.
I feel like I ought to withdraw from 19 Cornwall Road because it's only 5 doors away from me. There are certain effects it may have on the street, okay. So I'll declare a pecuniary on that one. And I would just like to note the fact that I'm on the James Marshall Foundation that holds the head lease for the James Marshall House. But I don't believe that's one where I have to withdraw because there's no pecuniary interest.
Okay, thanks, Greg. Anything else, anybody? No? Minutes of the meeting of Plan B held on the 6th of October. Are there the correct record of the meeting? And if so, can I find the minutes? Excellent. Right, so we're looking at the applications that were registered during the week ending 14th of October and the 21st of October. So without any further ado, let's press on in, and we're not required to comment on the first application. The application for 30 Swansea Avenue, maybe you recommended no objection there. Was there any significant difference between what's previously been approved?
There's been some design changes, i.e. the flat roof extension for the skylight had been installed instead of a hipped roof extension. Bifold doors have been added to the kitchen area instead of French doors, i.e. that's why I decided that they were acceptable changes.
Okay, that's fine. No objection. So we then have to look at Southview Road, 5 Wendover Close. So this is in Cross Farm, and was the...
So you say 6 Wendover.
I don't think it's Cross Farm, Wendover Close.
Okay.
Is you're thinking of Wednesday Close, maybe?
Okay. Sorry, yeah, no, completely wrong here. Okay, but this is an end of a 3-property terrace, and Lynn's highlighted that there's concern about the parking because there's a garage being lost here. There is a single driveway. Sorry, there's a single space in the driveway, but there is some space then in the hammerhead, which is sort of adjacent to the property. And so, presumably, Lynn, you were saying that in principle in relation to the extensions, there was no objection.
Yeah.
So you were expressing concern about...
Yes, I always thought that hammerheads and so on, those sort of areas will often turn in circles rather than parking.
Absolutely, yeah.
I think they're also required for fire engines as well.
Yeah, yeah.
I think what we said is
yeah, I think you're right.
Okay, I do just wonder, and there's a couple of other of these where perhaps we should just be making clear that as far as the design is concerned, or as far as the proposal is concerned, that we have no objection in principle. So can we say something like, the committee has no objection in principle to the proposed, is it extensions? Or is it extensions?
no, it's single-story front and single-story rear.
To the extensions.
We express concern.
However, concerns are expressed with regard to, and then parking comments. Yeah. Happy with that?
That sounds good.
Yeah. Right. So then let's move to 8 Borders End Lane, and this is one that you asked us to look at then. think it's fair to say this is currently quite a sort of tired 1960s property, but the proposal is to have a two-storey extension above the garage.
Yes.
And the thing that's unusual is that the property next door, its sort of aspect is facing towards.
That's right, yeah. I went down there and took that picture as well.
Okay. You can't be street view. So
also the two-storey extension, does that go on top of where the garage is, or
Yeah.
does it go even higher?
And I think they're bringing it forward as well, aren't they? They're putting it forward a little bit from what I understood.
well, presumably it's marginal, I guess, is it?
Yeah, that's what I couldn't quite tell. So that's that bit there in comparison with that bit
Okay.
there. So it will
But it's not coming in. It's not coming in front of number 6.
No. I
So,
think
so the big issue is the fact that that extension is going out there, and then there's this hip above the single-storey garage that's there at the moment.
That's right. And it's just the effect that that's a very unusual 45-degree.
and it was only because they had windows on this bit here that
Yeah.
I mean they've got a space and there's a gap there, and I just was concerned, and I thought that's why you needed
Yeah.
The thing is that I think with the way it looks when you do go down there, it's kind of, the one next to it is still facing kind of forward, but I do like it's still, I don't have an objection, I can totally see what they're doing, but I think maybe there are concerns to be raised here about the design or the hit through for
Well, I guess we could express concern over, well, just ask if there's loss of amenity, check whether there's loss of amenity to the adjoining property.
Yeah.
Because,
So,
because of the unusual.
so Rod, are you proposing that we express concern, or are you just wanting the question raised, provided no loss of immunity, and let the planning?
That's right, yes, provided
come to
the
a
question
judgment?
raised,
Yeah.
provided no loss of amenity.
Okay.
Sorry.
Sorry, Chairman.
Can I carry on?
Yeah.
You haven't finished?
Oh, well, I was just going to say, maybe we should just make them aware of, no doubt they will be aware, but just make them aware of the fact that this is at 45 degrees. So I meant to
that's
refer
what
to
I
that.
thought then.
Sorry, Chris.
Yeah. So I think we're getting to the words subject to the no loss of amenity. I mean, my thoughts and feelings on it are, is that it, as was described, it's a somewhat dated, tired sort of thing. It's not unusual to go above the garages in this day and age. And my other comment would be that when the other person designed their house, which is fairly recent, they should have considered the fact that their neighbour may also wish to do something on their site. So I think it's just very much of we just highlight the fact of loss of amenity, but I wouldn't want it to be used as an objection, because other than that, it would be no objection.
Okay. So I was just thinking about something. Oh, yes, the other thing is that there's no objection online. So, if that made me really concerned, then this is the sort of situation where I really would expect them to stick if they're aware by now, they should have been consulted, that they would stick their head above the parapet, so to speak. Okay, so I think what we're saying is no objection. Subject to no loss of immunity to number 10. And I think we just need to say something about just perhaps preface that no loss of immunity, given the unusual aspect of number 10. So there's no objection. However, given the unusual aspect of number 10, now that makes sense. No objection, publishing no resolution. Full stop, the committee noted. The unusual aspect of this property,
Does that sort of capture it? Yeah, I think it does.
You're there.
Okay. So, next one was number 1 Park Hill, single-storey rear extension. I think it extends back in line with its neighbouring property. So, you were suggesting no objection subject to appropriate design and use of materials as locally listed buildings, high smart conservation area.
Yeah, it was an infill extension of the rear property.
Yeah, done. Excellent. So then we go to 21 Derwent Road. There was a previous application. It had a whopping great big rearward projection. That seemed to have been reduced. So I think what you're saying, no objection provided previous reasons for refusal have been addressed.
Yeah.
And there may be some other things that the board may have had in their minds, but that seems entirely reasonable to me. Are Derwent Roads correspondence?
Yeah,
That's okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is quite close to where I live, but it's not like, it's not a place much.
No, that's fine. Because the other thing that was just a little bit unusual is that there was a forward projection as well.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that didn't seem to worry the planners last time round. And it's the
There
same.
can be a lot of, so with those types of houses, and it's the same around the general round area where it was kind of built at the same time, there are quite a few houses that have now had changes to the front of them, sort of been rejigged a bit, like the house next to mine has different frontage to the way it was before, like they kind of, there is precedent for changes in front.
Coming out of this one.
Yeah.
Can I say, yeah, I mean, I went down and looked at this one, and the plus side thing is that the houses don't have any side windows on them either, so I'm extending, affecting anything there.
Very
I
good
just
to me.
wonder if it's reasonable.
Okay.
Yeah, the only thing is that it's quite, it can get quite tight down there, but it does seem to pull back.
Okay, so then off to Miley Close. And then you put here, provide no objection provided proposals in keeping with the existing street scene. This was quite a modest extension, so I don't know whether we need that phrase there.
No,
to be
probably
honest.
not. It was a single-storey side extension. There was a large extent of brickwork along the roadway, which I was just a little bit sort of concerned about.
Oh, the side.
Yes, considering that it was running
Okay.
along. The rest of the houses all face onto the road,
Yeah.
and they were facing these other houses, and there was just this big expanse here, and I
Right.
didn't have any objection to the actual extension. It was just this big expanse of,
And is that single story there?
yes, I believe it is. Yes, it's a single story extension, side
Pitched or
extension.
flat roof?
I can't remember.
Right.
Oh, like that garage.
Okay, so it's there.
Yeah. So it's just this
Yeah.
expansive wall, which might be okay, but it's just the way it was facing different to the structure itself.
Yeah, no, let's stick it with exactly what you said, because I
Yeah.
must admit, I was just looking at that, and I
Yeah.
didn't appreciate it was on the sort of corner plot.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
yeah, excellent. 41 Faulkner's Field, that was quite modest, I know. 28 Molescroft.
Sorry, before we move on,
Yeah.
Molescroft, Just one query on that one, if I may.
What, on Faulkner's Field or Moulscroft?
On Faulkner's Field.
Yeah.
The previous bit was queried over the roof lights and bits and pieces. Is there any relevance in that on the previous application that
No comment required.
it not be permitted to?
May not be issued on the basis of very simple story rear extension.
Is that, it's not permitted, I'm having difficulty reading it. It would not, the 3 lines up from the bottom, 3 roof lights to the rear roof slope would not be permitted development by virtue. So it's just a case of, is it permitted development rights we're talking about, or it wouldn't be permitted?
That's my first street.
2011.
So if it was, well, I'm basically saying, if it was refused before...
So they couldn't get a certificate of lawful development, so then they came back with 2011
Excuse me.
and they got approval for that.
Yeah.
Right, okay, fine, thank you, that's
Yeah.
put it into context for me. Yeah, my apologies.
That's okay.
It was just the final word of it, I'm thinking, I'm not quite sure what happened.
Okay, 28 Moulscroft. Yes, no objection, subject to sufficient on-site parking provision.
I think it's very cool. That's a picture of this house actually. And so this is the house actually, 28 miles from, so they're going to really do the same as their neighbour.
So, right.
But I could see that their neighbour's already got 2 cars on the front there, so what's the parking? Reasonable, actually.
Oh yes, I've got that picture. You've got the picture, yeah.
Yes.
So they've just got one car, but the drive is quite long, isn't it?
Well, these two cars are for the house next door. So
Not
presumably
That's not, because that's the pathway
Oh, that's the path,
there.
okay.
The pathway goes around there, and it's only that area there.
Okay.
But the thing, I think they are still, well, you obviously still can get 2 cars.
yeah, that's what I felt really on this. It's deceiving, this picture, because you're...
Yeah, it's the same when, if you went to, just from personal experience, it's the same if you went down my road, all of the drives are really long. For example, you can get 4 cars on our drive, so if you took a picture of it, you'd say, oh, you can only get 2.
Right.
Well, there's the bit in front of the pathway, you've got a public footway,
Yes,
and then you've got
But I think
more
maybe it's
parking
worth
on the
keeping it
roadside.
in there to
Yeah.
raise it,
See, I
just
thought,
because then it can be checked.
yeah, see, I thought once you put an extension on the front, you're going to lose some of that, so you're not going to have 2 parking spaces, you're only going to have 1 parking space, because that car isn't going to fit, he only just fits on there.
Yeah. Okay, so it's a valid point.
I think
Let's-
Yeah, no, I agree
I'm
that we
just
should
saying.
keep it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I think you're right.
Okay. 7 The Pleasant. So what's going on there? Oh yes, so they're replacing the existing conservatory with single-story wall extension, and then you're saying no objection provided no loss of amenities and neighbouring properties. Agree with that?
Yeah, okay.
Right. Little Bamville, which is one that you are. So, I don't know if anybody looks at it on the map, but
Yeah.
this is a property right at the edge of Ayers End Lane there. So the railway is going down there. So this property is there. It's not in the conservation zone, but it is in the Metropolitan Greenbelt. Okay, so things like paragraph 89 of the NPPF and policy 16, I think it is, of the suburban plan apply. Agricultural workers dwelling, sorry, it's policy 13, extension or replacement dwellings in the green belt. So, I think you were saying, Chris, it was quite difficult to spot where it was.
Yeah.
Were you in the right, having seen it on the map, were you in the right
Yes,
place?
yeah.
Yeah, okay. So then we've got,
I was in the car, I didn't get out and walk.
so we have a 1950s property which is not listed, And the proposal is to replace it with that.
Yes.
And the arguments are that it's because it's the green belt and it's a replacement property. The issue then comes one of is the replacement property materially bigger than the one that went before, which is sort of point one. And then the developer here is arguing that because they've secured various extensions to the existing property, there's a fallback position which means that they can still put something quite big on there, and because the thing that they could put on there that is bigger than what's on there at the moment, it justifies this to a greater extent.
So it would effectively, on floor area, be within basically the footprint of what was originally there as extended.
Well, I mean, this is saying it's 20% bigger,
Right.
but the nature of the property, I mean, the scale of this,
It's quite grand.
it's sort of neo-Gothic, I think. Yeah, sort of Victorian style. So, you know, this is a fairly chunky property compared with what's there. And I suspect this height is significantly bigger than what's gone before. So, anyway, what...
Does it matter if the roof height is higher in Greenbelt? Does that matter? So if it's, because if you're not losing any...
I think people measure it in two dimensions. So it's floor area. But, you know, there are gables and pitches and height here, which I don't think exists in the current property. But you tend to see this measured in, you know, how many extra square meters of property.
My old one used to be the bulk, size and massing. It's not quite right for where it is within the green belt.
So, I mean, is that your sense, Chris?
That's mine, and I would express concern over that. I wouldn't say it was an objection, and subject to.
Well, I think because it is in the green belt, you know, our sort of natural reaction would almost inevitably be to express concern. But sorry, Ron, I interrupted you.
Well, I was thinking along the same lines as Councillor Campbell. Express concern about possible overdevelopment.
But if it's in the middle of a field, is it really overdevelopment of that particular site? Rather, it's actually it starts to contravene. Because if this wasn't greenbelt land, it would be fine. Like, this is the thing. Like, this is on someone's land. It's fair enough. They want to rebuild a house. They want to make it in their own style. That's okay. The issue is that because it's not even affecting anyone else. There aren't people around, but there aren't neighbours. The issue is that it's on greenbelt. So we need to, I think, expressing concern about the scale when in comparison to the previous dwelling, due to the nature that this property is in the greenbelt or something along those lines.
Okay, so because I sort of cut and pasted the relevant paragraph 89 from the NPPF. So the NPPF says a local planning authority should regard the construction of new buildings as inappropriate in green belts. Exceptions to this are, and there's various things in relation to agricultural holdings, the replacement of a building, provided the new building is in the same use, residential, and not materially larger than the one it replaces.
Right.
So I think we're expressing concern that this building is materially larger than the one that it replaces.
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
Okay.
That's a good way of putting it.
Can I raise one further point? Looking online,
the bat.
That survey required, so should we mention that?
Yeah, let's do that as well.
I think it's a bit like that.
So when the committee expressed concern on the basis that it considered the new building as materially larger than the one that it replaces. And the reference there is to the NCPF paragraph 8 and 9. Yeah. And then you've got policy 13, which is basically the same. An extended or replacement dwelling should be modest in scale and visually well integrated into the surroundings. Well, I quote policy 13, it's close enough, I think. And then the committee also noted the objection from the Herts and Middlesex Wildlife Trust. Which highlighted a requirement for a bat survey.
When I went on the GIS, it actually said it was in the landscape conservation area, which is slightly different to the conservation area.
Yeah.
So is that much different?
That's effective.
Well, it's not. It doesn't have the same planning powers as a St Albans conservation area. So, for instance, if it was on the other side of the road in the Chilbury estate, then that would be a real. That's as much of a conservation area as our conservation area. And then the issue is, does it enhance or does it preserve? But the landscape conservation areas tend to just swim around Harpenden.
Right, okay.
So they don't have the same planning.
Right, okay.
If I've got it right, I mean, it's basically what they're not looking for formal capability. What's his name? Landscape gardens. They're looking for things to be more natural because it's in the countryside.
Right, okay.
Am I right on that interpretation?
Yeah. So the land that swims around the back of that is all has the same designation.
I see, right, okay.
Are we happy with that then? So to push back, and this is really down to the planning professionals in St Albans too, and maybe Plans North as well. Councillor Heritage indicated whether she's going to call that in or not.
She didn't make it.
Well then, let's move on to the next one, James Marshall. And the advertising hoardings. Now, I'm familiar with the ones at the front.
Yes.
The other ones round the back, are they in situ?
I don't know. I haven't noticed.
I didn't think it's going around the back either.
The photographs seem to be real photographs.
They do. I think
And it's a retention, isn't it? So is it just an extension of what's been before?
Okay, so they're probably...
It's retention instead of...
Yes. But I
Maybe they're
haven't been
simulations.
to Waterloo Park.
No, I haven't.
As long as they're temporary.
That's how
And actually, I think they're pretty decent, and actually the ones at the front in particular are covering up the...
I've got no problems with the ones at the front. The ones round the side, a rabbit in braces sitting in a chair, a bird in a pinstripe suit. I hope the advertising people are watching this. They're absolutely awful.
I just think they are huge,
Yeah.
and I don't... My
What do they
I
add
don't
to
think they
anything?
serve a purpose.
Personally.
Are they
But
not?
that's my opinion.
I mean, look at that size of that. Crazy.
Well,
So I thought, because I thought we were talking about the ones at the front, which I...
Oh, well, we are. They're included as well.
They are all in.
Why are these needed? Or are these just...
Good, right on. These are just temporary, aren't they?
Oh, yeah.
This is the
Whilst the-
conservation area that we're talking about.
Yeah.
I mean, I would be tempted. I mean, we might or we might not like them, but if they're just temporary and they're a little bit of a marketing gimmick, but I would say that there's got to be
This is Rothamsted Park,
a
the
time
conservation
finally,
area.
on them being only temporary.
Yeah,
To be fair, at least some of them are hidden by trees.
Range of what, this one's useful in the sense of, because it says something about it.
What, the one with the deer and a dress?
Yeah, that's, but it says
This
coming
one's
soon.
really bad because it's not even, it's just,
Yeah, it's
it's,
doesn't say anything.
this is the problem, is that it just doesn't,
Yeah.
it's not actually advertising, it's just a massive big picture in the park.
The idea of conservation areas is to sort of like promote it and to protect it, and
Yeah.
I'm sorry that I don't
Okay.
think it protects the conservation area.
Well, I'm with you on this, Lynn. So, I mean, I've got no problem with the ones on the gates. I think the ones on the gates are very sensible. But these designs on the fringes of Rothamsted Park and on Hayes Lane coming down from the car park.
So what else is this one?
So I'm going to suggest that we object to the ones on Hayes Lane and
Can I just before you get into that, there was one objection, which is,
Skyland and Bennett's Law.
that's right, he said he objects to the proposals because I'm concerned not to do so will set a precedent for further retrospective applications being made on the sensitive order. So it is kind of retrospective, isn't it?
Because I read it as,
Sounds like they are there. Really.
I read it as it being that they were already there and they need an extension of the permission to be there because they were given temporary permission. That's what. Okay, yeah.
Okay, so we're going to object.
That's all right, yes.
So,
Why can't policy 85?
yeah, we'll have 85, we'll have 90 as well. Hang on, let me just check 90.
Half the trail.
Can we do an objection that we would appreciate seeing a separate application for the ones on?
Well, I think we should. I'm quite happy that we start off by the committee is disappointed to be considering a retrospective application that relates to advertising media. That relates to hoarding in the conservation area. The committee has no objection to accommodating the hoarding on the site gate of Leighton Road. However, it considers that now there were some I don't know how they describe them. There were some cross-section reference numbers, weren't there? Okay, so we've got numbers. So where did I get to?
However, it considers that the committee has no objection to accommodating the hoardings on the site gates of Leighton Road. However, it considers that
Hoardings 428.
hoardings
428.
428 or 428.
4T08. Figure 8.
Yeah.
Adjacent to Rothamsted Park.
Yeah.
Neither enhance or preserve conservation area. And therefore recommends refusal. And so policy 90, policy 85, and do you have Is that material or just transit special character? Yeah, let's get some material. Okay, let's see what happens. Probably not.
Just throw it away from down, even if they get refused.
I'm very intrigued to go down there, see if there's any graffiti on the road, because
they're asking for it.
they're so wacky that, you know, I'm sure. Anyway.
I thought they would touch Beatrix Potter, actually.
Yeah, yeah, they are.
There's some connection with woodlands, you know.
The fact that they're so big and so good.
I haven't okay the graphic designer to do that. Anyway, so now another interesting one as we move on to Victoria Garage.
Yes.
So, I'm sure you all appreciate that this is the back of Station Road and Victoria Road. And we had no objection the Town Council had no objection to a building going up, a two-storey building going up where that little garage used to be. However, St Albans refused, but it went to appeal, and the appeal planning inspector said that she didn't have a problem with it, and again, her view was it preserved and enhanced conservation area. However, that was on the basis that it was going to be an office.
Yes, that's right.
So now, come back, same building, but looking to cease residential on the building. So, we didn't have a problem with the form of the building. So, if it becomes residential, what are the issues? And Chris hopefully has got some, because I haven't really got any. I mean, you know, it's about the amenity of the people who are living adjacent to it. It might be about parking, but I seem to remember there was parking that goes with it anyway.
I can't see where it is, but
There was certainly some, I think there was reference when I read the planning inspectors.
have we got a plan, please?
Have
we got site plan and that little doodle on
Okay, so
the top?
one parking spot, according to Mem,
Yeah, I found it somewhere. Sorry, but I've got it written down here.
car park. Oh, 2 car parking spaces maybe. Oh no, that's somebody's car park. It doesn't actually.
I'm pretty sure
There's
there's one
car
parking
parks.
spot.
There's 2 car parks.
And are they that?
They're probably for people in Station Road though.
I don't think they belong to that.
No.
From memory, I don't believe they belong to the garage.
But they haven't also pitched in their thing where they haven't talked about
A single parking space is provided on the site frontage to serve the proposed dwelling.
And how many rooms are we going to on site? What's the plot?
Oh yeah.
3.
Where the hell is that?
Victoria
Victoria Road.
Oh, they just come round.
I think there's space in front of it.
Hardly.
I don't
Oh,
think
Looking
no.
at it,
I can't even find
That's in Victoria Road. So it's here somewhere.
it's off of Victoria Road,
Yes,
behind Phillips the funeral director.
that's right, yes.
It's
hidden.
There's a little passageway.
It's hidden, isn't it?
Yes, it's behind, there's
Yeah,
Phillips the funeral.
Yeah.
It's behind there. That parking space there belongs to Phillips. There isn't anything much in the front of there, as far as I can see, that you would get a car park. You certainly couldn't get it in tail end, and I would question as to whether you could get it in parallel to the building.
But over here, Chris, so there's Victoria Road.
Yeah.
There's a gap, when you pass the funeral parlour on the left, you can see.
Yeah, funeral parlour's here.
And
So
that
you're going in the unmade road there.
Yeah.
down there, and it's
Yeah.
down the side.
Oh, it's a bit there.
Because I think there is a bit of green there. 'Cause
How
there's
much
extra
bedroom has
green.
it got, or is it just, I couldn't pick up exactly
Three.
what's going in.
3 bedroom.
3 bedroom,
Yeah.
I don't know that.
I don't think
there isn't enough space on car parking certainly.
Construction with 2 bedrooms away.
Oh, where's it?
Well, it says 3 on here. Yes, I noticed that. There was a difference between what said there and...
you wouldn't put children in there, would you?
Well, that's it. For me, it's parking. It's amenity land.
Yeah.
There isn't a garden to it
No.
because it backs onto the shop.
Amenity space, they've got a second floor terrace as an outdoor amenity space. But also, what you have to remember is because you've got the common close by, it's the same with the post office. When you did all those flats, you've got amenity space. It was because you were close to the common.
You haven't got, if you're living in a flat above Station Road, you haven't got anything space.
That's what we were talking about. Okay, fine. I'll start standing up now.
More within the industrial area though, around
So is it?
My other comment is I'm perfectly prepared to go on record of making is the fact it appears to be creeping development. We put in for office, then we've used the device of converting offices into.
It's summed up.
Well, they've obviously felt it necessary to put an application in. So it's...
the building's unfinished, but the shell went up. But it wasn't completed, and again, it would appear to me, and I'll emphasise the appear, that this was almost pre-planned, like we'll get it up as office and then we'll convert it into, because they probably realised they wouldn't get it immediately.
There's an objection, there's an objection that says all those points.
Yeah, and actually the point is, like, if you haven't even started to build the office space within it, then you obviously never intend to. And also, I think we need to look at the office space within the town, like in terms of actually, when this is approved, do we need that office space? And if so, like, do we need office space, or do we need a 2-bedroom / 3-bedroom dwelling? I mean, I'm trying to think of, I know we have the industrial estate as you go down Batford, and there are a few offices dotted around the town that are connected to shops, like Hips and all of those kind of areas, but would there be room for a professional service firm to be there in terms of its location, proximity to the station? Is this something that we can see providing employment for people in Harpenden? I think that it's worth considering what we're losing as well as what would be gained.
Okay. Rod, you were highlighting the objection. What's the point? Just remind us of the points to be made in the objection.
Well, the same. They're talking in these points about.
There's somebody who lives in Station Road, I think, isn't it?
I think it is. Yes. Yeah. It's there. They live in Station Road. They believe that somebody pre-planned this, basically. But then they go on.
I hadn't read that, by the way.
And then they go on about the same problems about limited parking areas, limited restricted street parking. Already overcrowded. They go on about parking a lot here, but no, it's just basically about the parking and also about the fact that they pre-planned what they felt. But for me, it's more around, would I put a family?
Again, if I may, if we go back to the similar one that we had there, it was last meeting, we had the one behind the hardware store in Southdale. And we actually said on that one, it was amenity space, it was the fact that it was cramped over development of the site. Like we've already got we were slightly slewed by the inspector's decision there, and we can't go against that. But I still feel it doesn't sit right where it is. It's incongruous. It isn't in the right place. It's not the right place for a dwelling. It certainly wouldn't make a family house.
But it's not to be a family house. That's the thing.
Well, the trouble is they may be built because they're not meant to be, but
urban dwelling property, and in that sense, is arguably not that different from what's in place across the road. I mean, you wouldn't want to put a family in there.
But this isn't sort of luxury end of the market where, I mean, the one in the post office, its whole design and concept is its sort of higher standard of living, but this is a squeezing off of an unmade pathway stroke roadway.
And this is a house as well. So
And it is a single dwelling sitting on it, thank you for that one, it's a single dwelling sitting on its own, whereas a block of flats is totally different, so I wouldn't like to compare it to the post office.
The other thing is that, say, if you looked at the audience for this, if it was a... Are we saying it's a 2 or it's a 3 bedroom? I'm really confused. But the audience for example, as people who would be drawn to the flats of the post office, or even the flats that are off Milton Road, are young professionals or people who are commuting into the city, or who don't have a family yet, or maybe just have a young baby so it doesn't matter too much and they're planning to move out of it. This is a house where you could legitimately start to build that family, and the people who would go and look to purchase it will probably need the space for a car, and it's like it would be different if it was flats as well. That's the other thing, is that it would be different if it was a different type of
So
dwelling.
if you come out of a block of flats, you're coming into an area which is kind of open and, you know, where you can see...
That's what I say about the amenity space. There is nothing to go with it. There's nothing that, again, put into the concept of a house.
See, what I'm struggling with the planning reasons for refusing this, but I'll buy lack of amenity space.
Considering again that it's a house, not...
Yeah, and I think this, I think I've got the drift of this now. This is the so-called car space is actually like sort of carport, but it sits immediately in front of the front door, and it's only 2.4 metres by 4.8 metres, so it's all a bit too tight.
Well, again, I'll go, sorry if I may, I'm rather hogging this one, I'll go the cramped over development. Its proximity to, again, it's its proximity to the other buildings and bits and pieces. It's all, it's a shoe-in, it's a squeeze-in, it's boxed in, I mean, again, comparing it to the flats over at the post office, they're desirable places that people will want to move in. I wouldn't want to personally move into that, not that it's planning consideration. It just doesn't fit, it doesn't sit.
Okay. So,
I mean, it says on here it's a two-bedroom property. In here it says it's two-bed, so...
and did you see who's written that report?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, this is a former Northern officer who's now planning consultant with...
Who's that?
Hayden Todd.
Oh, right, okay. I think I was thinking of somebody else.
Yeah, okay. So, I'm getting the sense that we don't like it. Let's start off again. Let's express some disappointment again. The committee is disappointed to be receiving this application for change of use. To C3 residential. The committee recommends refusal on the basis that the property offers poor amenity to future residents. Poor parking provision. Well, no, let's do it another way. Only one cramped, inconvenient parking space for this 3-bedroom property. And the committee also regrets the loss of this valuable Do you know what business use it's got at the moment?
It's fine, isn't it? Well, it's his office space.
Yeah. I've done 2 stories. Oh, well, yeah. And so the committee also regrets the loss of the valuable office accommodation in the town.
Potential office accommodation, because it isn't office yet, is it?
No, let's say it's office.
Okay.
It doesn't mean office accommodation. Okay. Interesting one to watch, this.
Well,
Yeah.
we extremely, again, the comment from the sidelines is that this is quite, it's not somebody that would, I very much doubt anybody would buy it to live in it. It's going to be a it's going to be a
make an offer tomorrow. She had the readies.
People will
Yeah, honestly,
What, to live in it? I would have thought it'd be a buy to rent it.
But this is the thing, is that actually, having been, so not too long ago, my parents were buying in Harpenden. I've got friends who would love to buy in Harpenden, and I know people who are desperate to move into Harpenden. You buy anything you can get your hands on at a half decent, like, not even a half decent price, but at any price that, if you can afford it because you want to be here. And it doesn't matter what it is.
So convenient to the station. Anyway, okay.
Yeah, someone's put me in off the back.
Sorry to stretch that one out for you.
That's okay. So then, couple we have to comment on. 15 Kirkdale Road, that seemed quite straightforward, subject to design and use of materials on Harpenden House Hotel just wants one quite simple sign.
Yeah, it's very straightforward, isn't it?
I have to say, it is a strange sign, given that they've just got planning consent for, you'd expect them to be saying, coming soon, 39 units, blah, blah, blah. But,
Can I see it?
but the sign is,
person in car here.
well, yeah, I have to say, there are a number of people who believe that
That's a pole.
there's 2 poles there, isn't there? So it's simply saying land acquired. It doesn't say coming
It doesn't
soon.
say anything.
That.
Have they sold it on?
It's almost as if they've won it. Like, it's almost as if they've won the battle and that's the sign they've put up to say
There is
that.
a sign there at the moment, I'm sure, saying
Is
something
there? I
very
don't know.
similar.
I don't know yet.
So, yeah, I mean, there are people who believe that they are going to sell it on to somebody else to deliver. But I did ask the managing director, because I went along to the planning application, and had a look over a rant about the planning obligations that they were paying. And I asked them point blank whether they're going to sell it on, and they said no, we won't start building it soon.
But also, why would you go through that and pay all your consultants and pay all of, and get the planning application through?
That's all you want is a planning application. And then as soon as you've got the planning application, you're away.
So,
I know you.
with this and the last one,
Yeah.
I note that these aren't put down as temporary signs.
Yeah.
And then it should be temporary. I'd say with both of them, they should be temporary.
Yeah.
They're not permanent.
No.
But, I mean, they're advertising hoardings or signs or whatever, and they shouldn't be regarded as permanent. Again, if we're remiss in giving it as a permanency, we can end up with a situation down the Redbourne Road, without being too precise, where somebody's got a large sign for no reason at all. Now snaps down to the left with me.
Yeah.
So we just need to be a little careful on that one. I mean, I'm concerned about the wording that it should be temporary permission, and there should be a time by which you expect it to be removed. Again, my experience is what it used to be, but again, perhaps I'm out of date.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's go back and say something then. So no difference in appropriate design.
And that was temporary and time limited.
The committee highlights committee considered that this should be a sign given temporary approval, temporary, time limited approval.
Thank you.
Okay, right, let's motor on, no comment required. Then to 19 Cornwall Road. So, did you want to sit this one out somewhere else?
Oh.
So are you just going to sit and observe and take nothing involved?
Up to you.
Just sit and observe then.
Fine, thank you.
Okay. So, this is a terrace property in Cornwall Road. They want to put roof lights in the front and then a couple of small dormers around the back to increase the property from 2 bedrooms to 3 bedrooms. I think that's right, isn't it?
Yes.
When I looked on, I couldn't see any other properties with roof lights or dormers. So I don't expect this to be a bit of a precedent, but they were quite neat, I have to say.
Yes.
Now these are properties without any car parking at all, so there's no off-street parking for any of the houses.
No, they've got permits down there, and that's why I was a little bit concerned with the parking provision.
I'll just take a point where,
Yeah.
because I went down there, there's quite neat little houses actually, but the road parking is very, very limited. And even during the afternoon, there's only 1 or 2 spaces left, actually. I think it's extremely tight.
But then, they'd have to pay their, there's this graduated, depending on how many cars you've got. Very sustainable location in relation to the town centre and the station. Should we penalise somebody for wanting to put a 3rd bedroom into a house like this?
I mean, I think the words are right here. And some actually express concern about lack of parking permission.
Okay, but can we again put a little right at the beginning, like we did on the previous one?
Absolutely.
That we have no objection in principle. Subject to the use of, presumably this is in the conservation area, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's likely listed.
Okay, so subject to appropriate use of materials. So they can have conservation grade roof lights and that sort of stuff. However, the committee did express concern regarding the lack of off-street parking provision.
And even on-street parking.
Yeah. Why don't we just say the off-street parking provision, given the additional bedroom being provided?
I'm almost minded just as like a comment aside from that without wanting to change that at all, because that's great. Almost because there is no parking already, it doesn't really make too much of a difference, unless everyone else starts doing it.
That was the view that's been taken in quite a number of sort of town centre developments. So post office, although there is a bit of parking on the road. I'm just trying to think where else has come forward of late. But certainly the view that the planning officer, if you bother to look at the judgment, the decision paper that the planning officer writes, they will often end up concluding, sustainable location, haven't got any parking anyway, so can't expect them to provide any more. Done. Now, whether that's sustainable,
Well, not if everyone else starts, if everyone on the street starts doing it.
Okay, so going quickly on, I didn't have any objections in relation to Thornbury or 17 Dalkeith Road. Then you wanted us to look at Hillside Road. So this is a semi-detached house with hip roof on either side and proposal is that there is a gable on,
Yeah.
no, it's the one behind the tree, isn't it?
Yes, it is. So you can sort of see a bit of it here, and you
Yeah.
can see the other sort of half here. And I was a bit worried about where number 45 was, because they're going to be building up sort of to here.
But it was stepped in, the second floor was stepped in, isn't it?
Yes, it is. I was just a bit concerned whether it would look a little bit like, although it's stepped in, whether it looked a little bit like terracing.
Yeah.
I just wondered if it was just a little bit too large. It's going from a 3-bed to a 5-bed. And I've just queried parking, but
Yeah.
because the parking doesn't look too, I can't really see very well, so it's just not very easy to see, and that's why when I sent you the email around, I thought if anybody could nip down and just have a look at the ones that I
I missed this one for some reason. I think it's probably because I turned over the recommendations on the next page.
Have you had a chance to have a look?
Yeah,
Ross?
I'll have a look. Now, this is number 43 though.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's the one behind the
That's
hedge.
right, yeah. Now, I looked at number 45. 45 has got side windows
Okay.
Right,
which
so you can't see the
could
colour.
perhaps be affected by the extension. I thought, didn't see any problem with respect to parking, I don't think, but I suppose though, we've got our bedrooms in, so there's an extra 2. I mean, you need 3.5 cars at spaces or something for that. I'm not sure we've got that.
Okay, so parking is a bit tight. What did you feel about the notion of a gable roof projecting right out? Because
Yes.
I think there was another one that.
Well, I was more concerned for the people next door here. You know,
Yeah.
with their side window, that's all going to, well, they can, right now they've got plenty of light, and I mean, you could argue how far away it is. But
So,
just street scene wise, they're all
So this is the house, Chris.
Yeah.
The proposal is to go straight
Yeah.
out, not sort of subservient at all, and stick a gable end on it. Well, gable end sort of just over the garage
Yeah.
bit. So
I've got a problem with it being gable-ended when the majority of that street are hip. It's out of keeping.
It is out of keeping, although
Out of keeping with the street.
I don't know whether you-
Well, the trees aren't permanent.
No, I understand.
The building is. Oh, mate.
I mean, the trees will go up, no doubt,
Yeah.
to make way for parking. Because this is quite run down and overgrown.
Yeah.
It does actually look like it's over
Could
the
be,
street.
Okay, so are we expressing concern, or is it too much? Any strong views?
I certainly expressed
I
concern,
think
particularly with regards to hip roof.
concern about parking and also loss of immunity to number 45, although there were no, I didn't really do a thorough search on it, and I'm not sure if there were any objections on it or not.
No, I didn't see any. No, when I looked.
No.
I think we should go the express concern route with regard to parking and street scene.
Yeah.
And then there was lots of immunity to someone there as well.
Yes.
I think, and then it's almost just like subject to no, and then also neighbour.
Okay, so well, let's start off with the architectural sort of stuff first. The committee expressed concern regarding the large, dominant proposed gable roof form.
But in that area, and it's out of keeping with the other buildings and its pair.
Yeah.
It's not sympathetic to its pair, is it?
Yes, so and its impact on the street scene. So sorry, so that should be, comma, impact on the street scene. And the impact on number 45. And the poor parking provision for this 5-bedroom house.
The street parking is limited in the sense because there are so many cars down there.
It's not good.
We haven't said anything about the rear projection, which is pretty ginormous. So, right, that's where the semi ends. And then next door ends there.
Yeah, that's fine.
So after the impact on the street scene, can we also put the significant two-storey rear projection? So yeah, this is right up to the 45-degree line, on either side basically. So they're actually drawn in, they're within inches.
Just a more stress.
It's too much, I think.
Yeah. It's in a sense overdevelopment, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that may not make an awful lot of sense, but are you happy that when Min does the minutes and I tweak it? But we're saying express concern and listing all of those things. We just need to get them in the right order. Okay. Right.
I kind of think there's so much on the express concern list that
Well, yeah, maybe we should do it.
Do you think we should be refusing, shall we?
What, this last one?
it's just because there's so many things on the list.
I can go with that.
Okay, we'll recommend it.
It's because if there was
It's not right for the site.
if there was one less of any of those things, but the fact that there's so many that we're concerned about, it suddenly is like, well, actually, at what point do we?
You are right, because it could be scaled back, couldn't it? It's just the maximum.
So, and then we're fitting that in with constituency. Yeah. Okay. So no comment required on the next two.
Sorry, that took me to the end.
2 Vale Close was no objection. St James's Road. What's on right there? Oh, side windows. Yeah, I don't think that was an issue. Are we happy with this recommendation there?
Yeah.
Well, we've got no loss of immunity, so we've got side windows. Hatching Green Close, this is sort of going to a shallow bungalow, but others have broken ranks, and that's the way that road seems to be going, from plain bungalows to a little bit of
And the large plots as well.
huge blocks. Yeah? So we're happy with that?
Yes.
18 Pigott Hill. So this is a bungalow that somebody's proposing to put into 2 houses. I think the thing that did it for me was the fact that there are no ground floor windows. So you've just got a garage door and a front door, and then a lot of roof.
Street scene, without doubt, parking. It appears to be overdevelopment. So I mean, it's out of keeping. It's higher than the rest. Or it's not higher than the rest.
Well, I don't know.
We're going uphill though.
The trouble is, I think that what's happened is, I bet that these were all previously bungalows, and they've all been gradually changed, you know.
But the house next door is just one house.
Yes.
What they're putting on here is a pair of semis.
It wouldn't be so bad if it was that house and it was one house and it was a bit lower, but the fact that you're trying to split it into 2 dwellings as well, I think that's what makes it constitute overdevelopment.
So have you got the Rod, have you got the front elevation there for them?
Yes.
With just a garage and a front door?
Yes, garage and front door.
So you've got 2 garages and 2 front doors.
And they go back a lot of way.
Yeah. Okay, so recommend refusal.
Yeah, because also this is another one where if you, well, I suppose it's a single story, but they just got it from
And there's a basement as well.
Yeah.
Well, that was the other comment on it, the potential with the basement and the rest of it for what we regard as bedrooms that aren't, you know, we look at bedrooms and parking being an issue because it is a problem in that road. So there's insufficient off-street parking.
Yes, that's right.
Okay, so the reasons for refusal are, you know, we're in the space of overdevelopment, and it's the fact that there are a pair of those.
It is interesting though, because it does fit, if you look at it in terms of where it fits on the, if you look at it as and it is a street issue still, I grant you, but if you look at it, they've actually done it quite cleverly, so it does fit right in the middle of the site. It sort of takes it back slightly, although, yeah, 45-degree angle. It's quite a clever plan. Like, although I still don't agree that I think it's quite.
Yeah,
They've done what they can with it.
Within the policy.
Yeah.
It's clever and creative, but not. It's not right.
Yeah,
it's not right for the plotting. It's just.
No, I agree.
Or the street.
I agree. I just think it's interesting to see.
So we're going to recommend refusal because we consider overdevelopment of the plot.
Horizontal flats.
Well, it doesn't match the streets and everything, and that's what it's like. And
Yes. So detrimental impact on the street scene, and notably the is it the lack of windows, or is it the fact that you've got garages and doors on the ground floor?
I think it's the garage and doors.
yeah.
I think it's the fact that that's just so, it's very brutal and it's not broken up.
I mean, I get another way I would phrase it. It's a townhouse amongst houses that aren't townhouses. It's just totally, it grates. It's out of place. I can't quite grasp the phrase we need.
If it was one detached, it would fit in, because this is...
Each of those houses must be, I'm just thinking of the size of a single garage and then adding that next to a door. In a very small property in terms of width, once you get into it, aren't they?
It's another one of those that's thinking on under permitted development rights. They don't need to come back to convert that garage. So effectively, by giving them the garage, they've given them another room. So one less parking space, although there's plenty of examples of them now where you've got garages, you don't typically be getting out with an old-fashioned Mini in them. I don't know why we grant them, but
so detrimental impact on the street scene, notably the ground floor. Sounds silly, so it's just saying pair of doors.
I think it's the ground, what's the word, fascia or something? It's like it's the ground floor...
Elevation.
Yeah.
Ground floor appearance?
Notably, the ground floor front elevation.
we're not very much help, are we?
No, I'm just, do we want to talk about the rear? Are we saying it projects too far back to the rear?
Yeah.
It does, yes. Again, it's out of, the two buildings on that one site and the split of the garden means that it's the amount of amenity land proportionate, back to the things, it's bulk size and massive on the site again.
Excessive rearward projection.
Sorry, it's not fashion one on that one time.
No, so a comma
I
after
said
People use it anymore.
excessive rear with projection and poor parking provision.
It's incongruous compared to the site, to the man, to what else is
Poor
there.
parking provision. Okay, so let's leave it there. I might elaborate a little bit.
I mean, to get them in as well, they're going to have to drop the curb, aren't they? So where people might park along there,
That'll be reduced as well.
Well, I mean,
affect the labouring ability to park. I guess that's all.
I mean, you have got the move up from the shops, so that when people park for the shops there as well, so the parking's
I do find it interesting though, as a point of just, I think some of the applications, as a more general theme that we have seen coming to committees in Harpenden more recently, are tending to be towards trying to get new developments in an increasingly quirky way, so making 1 into 2, trying to convert what's the office space into house. And I think actually it's going to be, that's why it's going to be really important for us to, as a town council, to get our local neighbourhood plan right. And I think that's a symptom of some of the other issues that are going, without getting that to the stage.
Yeah.
I just think it's worth having that
I mean, the
as
challenge.
note.
I mean, I have to say, I always assumed that some of these issues, like the 45-degree line, like the metering, that the St Albans detailed local plan would have those policies in the same way as they're articulated in philosophy 70, 72, but it's transpiring that the detailed local plan is actually going to be much more high level. Where I'm just a little bit sceptical is whether through the neighbourhood plan we'll be able to come up with policies that address some of these issues. I don't know if we will or not. I've got an open mind.
Is there going to be anything that addresses basements? Because there is nothing that protects anybody from basements, i.e. neighbours, and it's a problem.
I always hoped that the community infrastructure levy would effectively tax basements and make it less attractive. However, I'm not 100% convinced that it will do that, because it's per square metre. But I forget now, I don't think, if there was an existing property there, I'm not entirely sure whether community infrastructure levy can be charged. But I saw that as a way of getting some money back, deterring people from doing it, but in getting money back you can then pay for the pavements that have been ripped apart, that have been taken out and all the rest of it. And it would bring a bit more balance into it. But
It's just interesting. It's just conversation another time. I think it's a trend that we've seen more and more over the last year, and I think it's just worth noting.
yeah. Okay, so that was Piggott's Hill. Knoll Drive, this is going from a 3-bedroom to a 4-bedroom.
I didn't have a chance to see this. This is around the corner from me.
But I must admit, I hadn't realised there are garage blocks that go with these properties. They're around the back.
Yes, there are. Yes,
And so some of the houses, including this one, don't have off-street parking in front of the house.
Yes.
They've just got the garage block around the back.
Are these former local authority?
No, these are all nothing social housing.
So again, I think I'll just flesh it out a little bit. The committee had no objection in principle to the proposed extension. However, concerns were expressed regarding the lack of on-street parking provision. So we're just giving the rider again. I know they're taking that a bit, but we'll be consistent. Yeah. Okay. No objection to Grove Road time 2. Are those a pair side by side?
Yes, they are.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then we went to the gates at Top Street Farmhouse. You also had a look at that and made it clear how you thought the gates should operate. and
Yes.
they should be,
Yes.
okay, was it reasonably clear from the plans that that was what they were proposing?
Yes, they, once I found the place. Got a bit confused on Google, tried to find my way. Went to the wrong property on Google, so you can say. These are...
Chunky. That's all, are they?
They're going to... I think they're going to be 1 point... The fence is going to be 1.8 metres, I believe. Yeah, 1.8 metre fencing.
That's a 6 foot old one in.
Yeah.
So that's just fencing.
Yeah, that's along the side of the property. And the gate, this is the existing property. These are the gates. And they are going to be here. The gates are going to be inside here.
So this is Country Lane here, is it?
I'm not very good with my...
Well, yeah, they've blurred it out, which isn't really very helpful. Okay, there we go.
That's Country Lane there, that's Top Street Way.
Okay, so the gate on the corner of...
Yes, there.
Right,
But they're set...
well there.
Yes, there they are there.
Okay,
They're set in, so they've got to pull right in,
yeah,
and they're opening inwards,
right, okay,
okay?
yeah.
So that's why I said what I said.
No, that's fine.
And I
Okay,
actually cheated and put stuff in the blurb.
why not? Yeah. Okay, we happy with that?
Yeah.
Yep. 6 Maple Road, this is a locally listed building. So, the new rear extension is a bit chunkier than the old one, but you felt it was not unreasonable at the moment.
Slightly longer single-story extension, but no impact on the neighbours as it runs along the edge of the property with no neighbours. Garage size has been reduced. Bedroom 6 has been turned into a bathroom, so it's now a 5-bedroom property. New garden walls, demolition of a single-story extension and a detached garage, so I think it's
Okay.
all okay.
In the comments, can you just put
Yeah.
locally listed building?
Did I not?
No.
Oh, okay, I'll put it on the blurb there, so yeah.
Okay. Right. Happy with that then, Timothy Road. Yeah, I think this is just another one of those, I mean, where you put the committee had no objection in principle to the proposal. It did, however, express concern.
I'll just say on this one, we're linking it in with, we've got 2 planning applications for the same property. And does the overall effect have a bearing? We've got 2 different, two differing things there. I'm surprised that this wasn't all one application.
But I presume they had you know that. So, but one is upstairs and bedrooms, and therefore parking is an issue, whereas the second one was a sort of flat
Yeah,
roof.
the second one's an infill at the side, and carries through to a rear extension. The loft would normally have just come under permitted development, but it's needed an application because it's under conservation area.
Right.
So I don't know why they've done it as 2,
Yeah.
but they just have.
Okay.
So we're saying overall there's going to be no big impact when we combine the 2. Fine, I'm happy with that.
Yeah. Okay, and then finally you wanted us to look at 27 Morton End Lane. And I have to say this is quite a chunky,
Yes.
and I have to say I think my starting point is it's all a bit too much.
I felt, the way I looked at it, that
Yeah,
they
they
were
say it
sort of
versus-
doubling the size of the property, in my view, but I was confused.
So it's going. It's that one. so it's going to become double fronted. I think it's going to come forward a little bit, which will, because it's stepped in front of that one, it will have more of an impact on that. It's going to go right up to the balcony, the boundary there. And because it sits so far behind this property, I think it does have an impact on the community. This was locally listed. So my starting point is all a bit too much, but I don't know what others feel.
I vote for objection on this one. I think it's overdevelopment. It's out of keeping with the street scene. It doesn't match the other properties that are there. It's all there as usual.
It's huge.
Okay, so recommend refusal. Overdevelopment of the plot.
Yes.
In terms of bulk, massing, size and depth. And the committee expressed concerns regarding the impact on adjacent properties. Including the locally listed building at number 25 Northern Lane.
It's almost a knockdown, a new build.
I mean, technically it's policy 72, but it's more than policy 72.
It's not really an extension, is it?
No, it's no. It doesn't fit. It doesn't sit right.
I think it's the fact that it sit right on the plot that it's on currently, because if you were to do that and sort of balance it out, it doesn't look too bad.
We did get street scenes in there, didn't we? Because again, it's just totally out of keeping with the other properties there.
Yeah, so I don't. Did we put street scene in?
I haven't, but
Detrimental impact on the street scene. Okay, so just before we conclude, we're asked to note the decision. I don't know if there's anything that any further notes. Anything noticed anything new?
I didn't.
Anyway, we will note those, and if there are no further items, we will close the meeting at 8:58.
Very good.
Ouch. That wasn't a long.
There were quite a few in there.
No, it was certainly a lot neater than 2 weeks ago. So if I want to do this again, given all the bad, tricky applications you get, all these unusual